Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a topic that's been on my mind for a while. The mythical creatures of politics. Now I know what you're thinking, politics and mythology? How do those two even mix? Well, stick around, because I'm about to show you how modern political figures, particularly Donald Trump, can be compared to some of the most legendary figures in history and mythology. Think about it. Trump's larger-than-life personality, his ability to dominate the media, and his polarizing effect on the public. Doesn't that sound like something out of an ancient myth? Whether you love him or hate him, there's no denying that Trump has become a kind of modern-day mythic figure. So, in this video, we're going to explore the parallels between Trump and some of the most iconic characters from mythology and history. From trickster gods to great leaders, we'll see how Trump's persona mirrors these legendary beings. So, grab your popcorn because this is going to be one epic journey through time and myth. Let's get started! Let's start with the trickster gods. In mythology, trickster figures are known for their cunning, their ability to disrupt the status quo, and their knack for creating chaos. Think of Loki from Norse mythology or Anansi from African folklore. These characters are often unpredictable, using their wit and charm to manipulate situations to their advantage. Now let's compare that to Trump. Throughout his presidency and even before, Trump has been known for his ability to dominate the news cycle, often through controversial statements or unexpected actions. Whether it's a late-night tweet or a bold policy move, Trump has a way of keeping everyone on their toes, much like a trickster god. But here's the thing. Trickster gods aren't just about chaos. They also serve a purpose. They challenge the established order, force people to think differently, and often bring about change, even if it's through unconventional means. Sound familiar? Trump's presidency was marked by a disruption of traditional politics, a rejection of the so-called establishment, and a push for a new kind of leadership. So, in many ways, Trump embodies the spirit of the trickster god, someone who shakes things up for better or worse. But the question remains, is this a good thing or a bad thing? That's something we'll explore further in the next segment. Next, let's talk about the great leaders of history and mythology. Think of figures like Alexander the Great, Julius Caesar, or even King Arthur. These leaders were known for their charisma, their ambition, and their ability to rally people behind them. They were larger-than-life figures who left a lasting impact on the world. Now let's compare that to Trump. Love him or hate him, there's no denying that Trump has a certain charisma that has allowed him to build a massive following. His ability to connect with his base, to tap into their frustrations and aspirations, is reminiscent of the great leaders of old. But here's where it gets interesting. Many of these great leaders were also polarizing figures. Julius Caesar, for example, was loved by the people but despised by the Roman Senate. Similarly, Trump's presidency was marked by intense polarization. He was adored by his supporters, but loathed by his critics. So in many ways, Trump resembles these great leaders, ambitious, charismatic, and polarizing. But the question is, what kind of legacy will he leave behind? Will he be remembered as a transformative leader? Or will his presidency be seen as a cautionary tale? That's something we'll explore in the next segment. Now let's talk about the myth of the hero. In mythology, heroes are often called upon to face great challenges, to overcome adversity, and to emerge victorious. Think of Hercules or Beowulf. These are figures who are tested by fate and who rise to the occasion. So how does Trump fit into this narrative? Well, throughout his presidency, Trump often portrayed himself as a hero, fighting against the establishment. Whether it was the deep state, the media, or political opponents, Trump positioned himself as the underdog, the one who was fighting against the odds. But here's the thing, in mythology, heroes are also flawed. They make mistakes, they have weaknesses, and they often face consequences for their actions. Trump, too, is a flawed figure. His presidency was marked by controversies, scandals, and a constant battle with the media. So in many ways, Trump embodies the myth of the hero, someone who faces great challenges, but who is also deeply flawed. But the question is, does he truly fit the hero archetype, or is he something else entirely? That's something we'll explore in the next segment. Now let's talk about the anti-hero. In mythology and literature, the anti-hero is a character who lacks traditional heroic qualities, but still manages to achieve greatness. Think of characters like Shakespeare's Macbeth or Homer's Odysseus. These are figures who are driven by ambition, who make morally questionable decisions, but who still manage to leave a lasting impact. So how does Trump fit into this narrative? Well, Trump's presidency was marked by a certain moral ambiguity. He was often criticized for his rhetoric, his policies, and his behavior. But he also managed to achieve some significant victories, such as tax reform and criminal justice reform. But here's the thing. The anti-hero is often a tragic figure. Their ambition leads to their downfall, and they are often haunted by their own actions. Trump, too, faced numerous challenges during his presidency, from impeachment to legal battles. So in many ways, Trump embodies the anti-hero, someone who achieves greatness, but at a cost. But the question is, what is the cost of Trump's presidency, and how will history remember him? That's something we'll explore in the next segment. Finally, let's talk about the myth of the fall. In mythology, many great figures experience a fall from grace. Think of Lucifer in Christian theology or Icarus in Greek mythology. These are figures who reach great heights, only to fall due to their own hubris or mistakes. So how does Trump fit into this narrative? Well, Trump's presidency ended in controversy. With the January 6th Capitol riot and his subsequent impeachment, many saw this as a fall from grace, a moment when the once powerful leader was brought down by his own actions. But here's the thing. In mythology, the fall is often followed by redemption. Some figures, like King Arthur, are said to return in times of need. So the question is, will Trump make a comeback, or will his fall be the end of his political career? So, in many ways, Trump embodies the myth of the fall. Someone who reaches great heights, only to fall due to their own actions. But the question is, what comes next? That's something we'll explore in the conclusion. So, what have we learned today? We've explored how Trump can be compared to various legendary figures from mythology and history. From the trickster gods to the great leaders, from the hero to the anti-hero, and finally to the myth of the fall. Whether you see Trump as a modern-day mythic figure or just a polarizing politician, one thing is clear. His presidency has left a lasting impact on the world, and much like the legendary figures of old, his legacy will be debated for years to come. So what do you think? Does Trump fit into any of these mythological archetypes? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more mythological deep dives. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for joining me on this epic journey through the mythical creatures of politics. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and share it with your friends. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel for more fascinating explorations of history, mythology, and religion. I'm always curious to hear your thoughts, so let me know in the comments. Which mythological figure do you think Trump most resembles? And if you have any ideas for future videos, drop them below. Until next time, keep exploring the myths and legends that shape our world. See you soon. Subscribe for more mythological deep dives, and let's explore history together.